Hi, I'm Colleen Fotsch, and I'm a former NCAA Championship Swimmer, and now I'm a professional CrossFit athlete. If you're new to swimming, you may have never been properly taught how to kick, and I'm going to show you guys how. So a few issues that I see with new swimmers and their kick. One is that they're kicking from their knees. So we have to remember that the kick originates from our core and our hips. If we're kicking from our knees, we're just thinking about one side of the kick. We want to make sure that we're focusing on the down and the up. This is a reason why we'll incorporate fins a little bit later. Really allows us to work on both sides of the kick and keeping those equal. Another issue I see is people bringing their feet really high out of the water. I think a lot of times we associate a faster kick with a bigger splash, and that's not always the case. If you think about a boat propeller, if half of it's out of the water and half of it's in, it's not gonna go much faster as if the whole thing was in the water. Another thing we need to think about is a lot of times if you're doing swimming in a competition, you might be swimming 500-800 meters at a time. So your kick isn't necessarily always about moving you forward, but about stability and keeping your hips up at the top of the water. So to improve your kick, there's a few drills that I really personally like. The first one is just kicking with a kickboard. So we're taking the arms, the head position, the breathing, all out of the equation, and just isolating and working on your kick. So this way we can really work on keeping the feet in the water, so not pulling them really high up and creating a big splash. You can really also work on where your kick is originating from. So make sure it's originating from your hips and your core and not your knees. The next one, we progress to using some fins and a snorkel. So the reason I like this one is, again, you're taking breathing out of the equation. We don't have to turn to the side or anything. And the fins allow us to focus on both sides of the kick. And if you want, you can even start to add some rotation in there to mimic the freestyle stroke. Lastly, if you want something a little more advanced, it's one of my personal favorites when I go to the pool, is throwing on a pair of fins and doing some dolphin kicking on your back. It's a great core exercise, and it kind of opens up your hip flexors as well.